Oh, what up, everybody? I hope everybody's out there being safe. Um, it's a lot going on with this coronavirus thing. You know, it got a lot of people stuck in place and traumatized, to be quite honest with you, because I know I am. I've never seen this country in any position like this ever before. Um, this is the first of my lifetime. I know many of my relatives and siblings, older siblings, have been through troublesome times as well, but this is like, and the most strangest thing about everything is even going shopping, looking at bare shelves and uh, is unbelievable out there. So I hope everybody's staying safe. Um, I hope everybody is following the code and making sure they're keeping their family and friends, loved ones out there safe. And just chill out and keep your eye on the ball, because there's opportunities out there. So we gonna get into some things. Just hold up. One thing for sure, man. I'm gonna see if I can get in some content for you guys. I got a lot of stuff. It's a lot of good things coming up this week. We could talk about anything. I think I'm gonna do a live. I never done that before, but you guys keep supporting me the way you do. I'm gonna be able to bring more and more to the table. So hit that like button for me. Um, it lets me know y'all are getting involved in the channel. I'm getting some subscribers coming to the platform. So let's make 2020, even though we all rest in peace to all the people that passed away off of this deadly virus. Um, we all going through this together. So, we still can grind together too as well. So let's make 2020 the year where we fight for our lives, and fight to get in position again. So that's what it is. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all of those supporting the channel. If you haven't, hit that like button. We just gonna finish off what we was talking about in the previous video, talking about marking up these charts. Now I'm not gonna give y'all all the game on it, because it's really for those who rock with me and my group. There will be all the jewels, but to my family and the public sphere on this YouTube platform, I want to give y'all some jewels as well and entice y'all to even come over and be a part of the team and be a part of the group. So we're gonna finish off what we was talking about, marking up charts. So I'm just gonna give you a little background real quick on my Forex journey, because I think before I even get into Forex, I don't want to get into it in this fashion as like I'm this expert, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Ain't nobody, I don't care, and don't get me wrong, it's some cold groups out there, it's some cold individuals who do their thing in Forex. Salute to all of y'all, female, male, it don't matter. Making money is just making money. It don't matter how you make it, long as it's in a legitimate fashion. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, can nobody tell you about this Forex game, is that you're going to find this super duper professional that's knocking it out the park, because it don't work like that in Forex. Forex is a disciplined game, okay? You have to be disciplined in the craft in order to be successful at it. You can't be coming in the game playing around, because your money will get zapped out of your account just like that. And you'll be looking around, you want to call some customer service, but ain't nobody there because don't nobody care about it. You know, you responsible for your own finances in this game. You know, there's no insurance policy. If you blow an account, you're going to get your bread back. It don't work like that. So you got to be extra on point when it comes to this game. So I don't want to, I think I have to put some disclaimers up too on these videos because first and foremost, I am not no expert or financial advisor. I want to be crystal ball clear on that, you know, because this is a dangerous game, and anytime you're playing in the financial markets, you want to be very aware that it's high risk, okay? So now that we got that clear, let me begin on what I was talking about, marking these charts up. So let's get this out the way because that strategy tester is a little bit more advanced, and I just want to stay focused on how we look at these charts. You know, how we look at these charts is important because they're going to tell you the story and the roadmap of what that individual pair is doing, okay, and what it will most likely do through the course of time as it continues to do either an up pattern or a down pattern. So you want to find, if you're good, okay, if you're good, you can find the small pivot points, get you 10 to 15 pips, you know, at a time. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day. And that can easily accumulate to a couple of hundred pips throughout the week. And depending on the lot size, you know, that could be your payday for that week, depending on how you trading and what kind of trader you are. So as a newbie though, I would say I would practice catching 5 pips. You know, start off small, catch 2 pips, 3 pips. You know, 2 pips, I would say, okay, you could almost do 2 pips as a newbie just off luck, sheer luck, you know, because 2 pips is really the movement one way or another as soon as you get involved in a pair. You know, as soon as you execute a trade, you might be down 2 pips already, you know, 2 to 3 pips, depending on the spread. So practicing getting 2 pips probably won't be a good learning experience for you. I would say 5 because that'll give you some nerve. Because usually when you get involved, I got to stop saying get involved. Usually when you execute a trade, almost immediately it's going to go against you unless you're just fortunate enough to get in an uptrend or a downtrend. You're in the trend, then you just get in and you start getting locked into profit fast. But usually when you execute a trade, it's going to go against you. So it's going to take some nerve to kind of see, you know, once you execute a trade, you start going negative against your account and that equity start going down. So it's going to take a special kind of trader to be able to deal with that type of stuff. And if that ain't for you, definitely shouldn't be in Forex. Maybe you need to go to stocks, you know, get involved in some stocks that you kind of know the name, brand name, and just sit there for a minute until you start to get the feel for what money moving look like. Okay. So once again, I start off on a 4-hour chart. All right. And I look for some type of pattern. Okay. I look for some type of pattern. You can clearly see here, this is just all a big downtrend. This is signal of a lot of people making a lot of money on this move. Okay, especially on a 4 hour. So besides this little downtrend, this whole section of movement and this whole course of time, what, February to the late parts of March, it's just been a nice chunk of money being made, right? And I'm saying to myself, looking at it on a 4 hour chart for the first time, wow, okay. I clearly see a head and shoulders formation right here, right? You got the neckline, and this could form the other part of the shoulder for a down signal somewhere right here, right? Easily could see that in a coming month. So I can easily say, okay, let me set up some type of structure right here that if it is to do what I think it's going to do, it'll be breaking levels going all the way up, you know, to that location. Somewhere around here, I might draw a box right here, you know, shade the box a certain type of color and just wait for this to draw out, you know, because that's the 4 hour. So then we break it down. So we know that, okay, this thing can more than likely go back up to test that high up there, right? So if we set things up and set alerts up, all in these locations right here, and this thing draws out, you know, it might chop, go down here and then come back up and do some, but when it completely draws out, eventually it's going to break all these levels that I would then set, right? And that's what an experienced trader can do. That's you know, one of the capabilities that being experienced in Forex allows you to do things like that. And then I'll probably even set some trend lines up, right? Oh, I don't have these kind of set, but let me, you know what? Let me just set this up the way I really want it to. We're gonna set this up. All right, grid parameters, no way. All right, and bam. So I might set some trend lines up, you know, to paint out kind of what I'm thinking is going to do. And I'm going to set this up right around the same levels, right? But we're going to pull it out here because we know the market is going to stay within this structure right here, right? So then we can put some levels on there, right? So that's a nice level there. We see a nice little level, support level here. Well, we can just pull this up. We don't even need to put, let's put one up here. All right, so now I have an idea of if where the price is right now, if it was to continue in an uptrend, it will start to break these levels and do the things that, you know, I'm predicting it would do. And when it get anywhere, you know, even up to this point, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to test this high up here, but if it comes close, then I know all of this area is pretty much get ready to sell. So I'm looking for a sell in this area right here. All right. So those are some of the strategies I might do. And I seem to always love to use the 15-minute to actually get into a trade, to execute a trade. Okay, so I use the higher time frames to kind of mark up my charts, do my thing. But for the most part, I use the lower time frames to actually enter into the trade. So let me see. Is there something else I wanted to go over? You know, doing this video thing is so it's not as easy as I thought it would be. So I definitely have to salute to the content creators and YouTubers out there, because this is and again, I'm not into this whole thing to I want to grow my channel. I would love that, but it's primarily for teaching and tutorials for my students who I teach on the side. And, you know, sometimes I don't have time to go over on the phone. And this is just a quick way to direct somebody to some content that'll probably help them out, or continue explaining something in more detail than I would be able to do on a one-on-one conversation on the phone, or, you know, maybe even in person. But I've been gathering a nice little group here on YouTube, so I want to see that flourish a little more. So hit that like if you like this content, you know. Let me know what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell how I mark up charts, what I look for. I can't give y'all everything on here, but let me see. Maybe I can give y'all some more. Let's look at, let me see. Okay, let's talk about some templates. So I'm gonna show you this template that I got from a YouTuber named Mike Sancho. It's called The Savage, but I don't use the MACD. He has the MACD on his as well. I don't use the MACD just because, you know, you really don't even need, but I like his ADX. He put me onto that ADX, and I like this indicator. So let's talk about this one, but I'm gonna put it on a pair I'm familiar with. Not really familiar with EU. I know a couple of people who rock with that pair. I don't necessarily do. I have a robot that rocks with that pair. Let me throw this on here for you guys real quick. Quick template. And if you want to go to, he got a Savage strategy that he goes over in depth, very thoroughly. And the strategy is not too bad if you execute it correctly. You know, you got to be willing to get up on at certain times of the day, do your thing like that. But the cat name is Mike Sancho. If I get since I'm using his template, if I go over to his channel, I'll get the link and drop it in the description for y'all. Y'all could go check his channel out. He's into a lot. He's definitely a good instructor on the Forex. I've learned plenty from him, so you might want to go check him out. But the way the strategy works is certain things got to line up. He used the moving averages. Got to cross. But this ADX, it's not coming out on here. Let me see what time frame. I got it on this. That's why. Boom. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to the hour. Let's see how that looks for you guys. All right. So the way this one works is usually you have the MACD on here, and once this crosses over, if the white line crosses the green line at a certain point up, it's indicating an uptrend, which it clearly did. Had you got in right here, you can clearly see you would have made a ton of money, right? And the RSI, which is the relative strength index, it has to be above the 55. I don't want to, again, you can go to this guy's channel. He has a 3-part in-depth series. I think they about $1 a piece, an hour a piece, and he teaches you how to install the indicators on your charts, and he explains a bunch of information. It's a wealth for your brain and for Forex. So I'll leave the link in the description for this. But I like this. I don't use the strategy. I used to use it, but And it worked for me. So that's why I'm recommending it. I just couldn't, excuse me. I just couldn't continue to use it because of things that were going on in my life at that time. Just didn't have um, the time to give to it. Since then, I've moved on to other things that have consumed my Forex journey, but it is a good strategy. So, and I want to talk about this RSI for a minute because you can actually just use the RSI. It's a real good indicator, but it's a lagging indicator. You know, by the time, like it'll be, you know, by the time it truly indicates what you want it to do, the market would have either reversed and, you know, so you can come in at the wrong time, look at the RSI and it passed what it's indicating that it's doing, and you can get wrapped up that way. So, but if you are on it precisely and you catch it at the right time, catch it when it's doing its peak for the trend, you can get money with it. It's not a bad indicator. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. I dropped a couple jewels, you know. I really don't want to give y'all too much because that's going to be on the other side, and I got juicy stuff. I'm talking about, like, I got templates, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna be showing y'all little bits and pieces of it, but yeah, come on, y'all gotta stop acting like this. I know it's a lot of phony stuff on YouTube, but this is not one of those channels. When you come here, you're gonna get the goods. You know what I'm saying? So please support the channel, like and subscribe. And if y'all got something that y'all want me to talk about, y'all want me to go over, hit me up. Let me know. But that's all I got for y'all today. And I'll see y'all in another one.